Hello everyone, it is Brooke with the Junk Parlor. Welcome to my channel. So in one of my last videos, I went to Junk Jubilee Jingles, which is an antique show held at the Iowa State Fairground Flea Market. And I told you in that video that I would be showing you what I came home with. And so that is what we're going to do today. When I am shopping for resale, I'm really thinking about where can I put this piece in my own home. And so then if it doesn't sell, I can decorate with it. And if it does sell, I can pay my bills. So it's kind of a win-win situation. So the things I'm showing you today, I don't have priced necessarily, but that doesn't mean you can't ask. Typically, when I show you my haul, I have everything priced and ready to go. This time it just didn't happen. And some of these things are already going to be listed on the website at thejunkparlor.com. One of the first pieces that I purchased was this basket. And I got it honestly thinking that it would be cool on my front door. And then I remembered, well, we put a storm door on it. And so this is probably too thick. But I have the kind of like a peg rack in my laundry room, so I thought it could be fun in there. Not only could you put greenery in it or umbrellas in it or antique canes, like if you wanted some fun way to display those, you could also just put all of your plastic bags in it. I don't know about you, but we have a ton of plastic bags, and then we actually use those for poop bags because you might as well repurpose them. But I just loved the shape of this. It is in good condition. It's pretty sturdy and stable. And she had it just kind of leaning in the corner in her booth. This was from Carol at Reclaimed. She has a shop downtown in the East Village if you want to go and shop her shop. She is so good at her displays. Very my style. She likes, there's a lot of neutrals, lots of layering, a very curated look. So her store is definitely inspirational to go into. She had this just leaning because while it might stand up straight, it's not like 100% stable. So she had it leaning a little bit with some greenery in it, and it looked super cute. Another piece I got out of Carol's booth was this satin Santa, we're calling him. She said in the video, you can kind of hear her talking about it, and I'm not going to remember the house, Salisbury House maybe, she said, that she decorates a room for that show every year, is kind of how I took it, kind of like a tour of homes, but I don't think it's a house that someone lives in. She did a Santa theme last year, and this is one of the guys from that. So these look like little satin pieces that someone has ripped and they're frayed, and his face is almost like a nylon, some kind of cloth, and then hand painted. But he is so good. He's big and he will stand up. And this you can actually find on my website at thejunkparlor.com. Now in my Junk Jubilee intro, I told you don't look at my face. And I'll give you a little bit more background on that. So I have skin cancer. I've always just told Matt, I'm gonna die of skin cancer, so just be prepared. But the last time I got the biopsy on my shoulder, I was with a different doctor. So my dermatologist he's not a student. He is a doctor, but he doesn't have as many letters on the back of his name. How about that? As the main guy in this office. Well, the main guy in this office is the one that does all the surgeries. So he did my biopsy, and when he was doing that, I said, hey, go ahead and burn my lips, because every time I have an appointment, I am then going to be on Hello Iowa like the next day, and I don't want my face all flared up if I'm going to be on TV. And this time when I got the biopsy done, I wasn't going to be on there for a month. So I'm like, okay, let's spray it, because that's what the other guy was going to do. And when I say spray it, they're going to take the gun essentially and they freeze the spots. It's the same stuff. Like probably more people have had a wart frozen off and then they've had skin cancer frozen off, but it's the same thing. Well, that thing freaking burns. And I'm not going to lie, I was like traumatized, so nervous to have them burn all the way around my lips, but that's what the guy was going to do. So luckily, I guess for me, I told the other guy like, hey, he's gonna burn these and this is a good time to do it. So let's just do it. And he said, oh, let's do this topical cream. I'm like, oh, that sounds much, much better. So I started doing the topical cream, and I don't remember them telling me this, but they might have, because when I called back in, the nurse said, oh yeah, I tell everybody that the skin cancer is gonna light up like a Christmas tree. Well, I have a couple spots that have lit up like a Christmas tree, although mine are maybe a little damaged because they shouldn't be oozing like they are. So now I'm just putting the medication on 3/4 of around my lip, and then I have to let this heal and then redo this for 6 weeks again. So all that to say, I can't wait until this is cleared up because it's probably gonna be months before it's cleared up. And I don't like putting makeup on it or on period. I did put makeup on over it when I was on Hello Iowa yesterday. Of course, great timing for it to have like a reaction, but I feel like that just clogs it all up more. So I wanna let it breathe, hopefully heal faster. So I know it's gross. I'm trying to stay away from the camera a little bit more. Just look at the treasures I'm sharing with you today instead. My friend Tony's booth, she has Ninnie Noel's vintage shop. I got all of these soap dishes, and they're ironstone. They're either stamped or marked with, you know, like an ink stamp. Let me see if I can find one. Here's one. And they're just thick and chunky, and I love them. And she had so many of them that I just had to buy them all. So I know I've talked about this before, but when I first started selling, I had antique dealers give me advice. And it was interesting because some people said, don't ever buy duplicates of things because then it seems like it's something that's easy to find. It's not as unusual or unique because you have multiples of it. Other people said, buy the collections, have multiples of things because they're more eye-catching. And you know what theory or piece of advice I listened to over the years? I definitely listened to the buy collections. So Tony and Mary B also set up at the Iowa State Fairground Flea Market, and I'm always going and sharing those videos, so you can check out those if you are close to the Des Moines area or just want to kind of see what that indoor flea market is like. And this I picked up from Mary, this little egg holder. It's so cute, and you could totally repurpose it during the holiday season and put your ornaments in there. So kind of keep those things a little bit maybe safer because they have a little bowl to hold them. Another booth, and I'm going to totally forget her name. I could not find her business name on Facebook, but I do show you her business card in the Junk Jubilee video. I got this McCoy picture from her. Can you tell where it's gonna go? I love how this is all coming together, and I've actually gotten a couple new pieces to stick in there, and new, you know, half of that stuff is for sale, but new to stage with until everything else does sell. So this one has some kind of marking on it, but you can't really, I don't know, tell what it's supposed to be. In my opinion, it kind of looks more like numbers, but still perfect color, and it can join my collection. My friend Tammy, T&B Vintage, I picked up this beautiful painting of the windmill. So I don't know if it's a common thing to find everywhere, or we can just find it here in mid-Iowa, central Iowa, because Pella is a Dutch town, a Dutch community. They have lots of windmills. They have lots of architectural rules with their buildings. So like Casey's and Walmart don't look like a normal Casey's and Walmart. They have to have these Dutch elements on their facades. And so I'm not sure if I always am finding windmill stuff because of the local heritage, or everyone everywhere finds these things. This little painting is signed E. Bigger, kind of an interesting name, but I liked the color and it was a great price, and it's a canvas. Can't go wrong with that. Also in Tammy's booth, I did end up getting the little fire station. I don't know if these are technically called putz houses or what they are. I haven't had a chance to research them. And I didn't get all of them that she had. I only got 3, the ones that spoke to me. Typically, I always buy churches, but the church had a little bit of damage and it just, for whatever reason, that one wasn't calling my name. So I just left it. But I did get the fire station. I got this little retail store with the pop, drugs, sodas, and confectionery. It has an ice cream sign there in the window, or the advertising. I just thought it was so cute. I guess here on the side it says cigars and tobacco. And my mom was a teacher. Matt's mom was a teacher. Matt is still in education. I was a teacher. And so I thought this public schoolhouse was just too cute, and I grabbed it as well. Then one booth that I loved, now I'm gonna draw a blank on her name, Freckled Hen and Spotted Fox, I think that it was. I will link all of the businesses, or at least write the names of all of the businesses that I talk about down in the description if you wanna check that out. They had so many good things and such good prices. Not like everything could I resell, but if you were just buying for your home, really good prices and just so many different things. So this is a little candy or piggy bank Hong Kong Santa, and he is so much bigger than the normal candy things that you see that are like this. And I just love his coloring. His coloring is perfect. I did try to pop the lid off and I couldn't. I just kind of like didn't have a good feel that it was going to come off and not like decapitate him. So I just left it. So if this guy being usable to store something in, or like you wanted to put some colored candy in it just for display, I can't guarantee that's going to happen. But this guy is over on the website at thejunkparlor.com. In that same booth, I got these candle huggers, and they are just so cute. There is a little bit of paint chipped off right here, but it's just paint. It's not damaged. They both still have their original Napco stickers, and you can see their numbers. These guys are holding gifts, and they are actually over at thejunkparlor.com too. The big thing that I got at their booth was this brass sleigh and reindeer. It's actually 3 parts. So the little like top part of this sleigh comes off, and this header part of the sleigh is very interesting. Someone else made a comment about it and I'm like, I know, like I thought it's so weird. So there's no sticker or maker's mark on here, but all of my research shows that this is a Lefton. This will actually be over on the website at thejunkparlor.com as well. And it is just so big and so good. I did try and wipe it down just a little bit, but if you want it cleaned up, like I like things a little rougher, and that's just my personal style. But if you like things all perfectly shined up and clean, I think you could totally achieve that with some cleaner. I just quickly gave it a little wipe down. So this guy's over at thejunkparlor.com. While I have your attention, I should also let you know that this sweatshirt is one of the sweatshirts that I have on my gift guide. So if you go over to thejunkparlor.com, in my blog post, which I'll link down here at the bottom, I do have a guide for casual style. If you watch me, you know I like jeans and sweatpants. I'm normally in my workout clothes, and working from home, if you work from home, you understand. If you don't work from home, you just don't get it. It is a different world. But I love this sweatshirt. It has a little pocket pouch. If you want to run or walk with your thumb there and get your hands a little bit warmer, you can. It has a hood, obviously. It's a zip, so if you have your hair looking nice, you can put it on without messing it up, which I like. Another thing that I like is you can kind of see it's curved right here, which I think is very flattering. And the texture of this sweatshirt is amazing. So I have another one that's similar, a different brand, Doesn't have the hood, but the rest of the features are very similar, but it pills quite a bit. And this one, you know, like back when I was in high school in the 90s, the sweatshirts were the like reverse weave, very thick and just had a good feel. This is a lot like that. Not quite as thick, but very similar feel, but softer. It has more the worn in feel that a reverse weave sweatshirt from back in the day would have after you'd worn it a long time. And so I absolutely love these. So I will link this sweatshirt down in the description, as well as the rest of the things on my gift guide if you want to go check that out. I actually went to this booth twice, and the second time I ended up getting these candle holders. Some of their things weren't priced. I mean, most things were, but I felt like the little things that I picked were not. You know how that goes. And so these little candle holders, of course, I love them because they're green. They're kind of a little retro, and I just thought they definitely give the Christmas vibe. Not that you couldn't leave them out year round. They'll probably get stored in my little cabinet back here as well. These are going to be over at thejunkparlor.com. Then last but not least is this giant ceramic tree. Now, I haven't tried to plug it in yet, but you can see that it does have the base. There's a spot for the light bulb, and then also up underneath here is a pack for music, which the girl said that it does actually play the music still. I love the coloring of this one, and I got it for a good price because the top little part is broken off and missing. But I think from a distance, you can't even tell. You wouldn't even notice that. And I'm sure I can find a star or something to put there to make it even less noticeable. So I am super, super excited about this. So it has the base, one piece, a second piece, and then the top little tree. And it is a nice big size tree. So I'm super excited. This I am keeping for sure. Well, thanks so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed what I picked up at Junk Jubilee, and be sure to go and watch that video so you know what to expect, because they have a show every March and November. See you next time.